Username here. I'm going to do a trade review on a trade I took on 4/17/2023. Took it earlier today. And I'm starting out on a screen that you probably haven't seen on any of my reviews before, and it's a 15-minute screen. Usually I scalp with 1 minute, 5 minute, maybe 10 minute. In this case, I'm showing you the 15 because this is where my trade plan started, I would say, started developing it. When this candle here dipped down and then closed up here, and then we started pushing up, I drew a trend line here, drew a trend line here, and saw this falling wedge, and thought, you know what, we could have a breakup for power hour that reverses our trend for the day. We've got this daily trend that was down. This could be a nice breakup opportunity here, and I was anticipating that we'd come up here and reject again, but we actually didn't. We actually broke up right away. Again, I was anticipating a breakdown here, get a little bit tighter, and then for power hour, like push up. I like where it happened because it was a bigger move. In fact, if I go here and look at a measured move, and when I say measured move, this is not exact, it's not perfect, but this would be the measured move off consolidation of this size. So, I was anticipating that it could be a pretty big move, and therefore I liked it. I had taken some trades up here, and look at these wicks. Taking some trades up here, got stopped pretty much right away. A couple of them I was up 15% or so. Normally I would scalp that. I should have scalped some of them, taken some off, and I didn't. But I guess that is what it is. So I had been sitting and sitting and sitting and watching and sitting, and I had been charting. I'd been charting different things. Like here's a consolidation that I was expecting to go somewhere. Didn't know if it was up or down. I thought it was going to be down. Broke up, hit this level, broke down. Nice retest, break down lower. I watched this rising wedge and had the same thing. Break down to the level, retest, break down again. And then here is where I got into my trade. So you see, I didn't get in right at the breakup. In fact, if I go over here and show you, here's that other chart. You can see really tight channel here. I got this kind of an SR flip area. And the 15-minute, it looks a lot better. This SR here, it's kind of right around that doji actually. But you can see we were below it, wicking above, wicking above, wicking above. We still are below. Then we push above and reject this, and then when we break down, it's, we sit on top of this range on this candle, and then we try to pop up and we break down again. So this was a range that I had identified, and it lined up really well with this trend line, and it lined up really well with, once we did break out, the retest, and then we held that. So there were a lot of things saying that this is a valid range to watch out for. And then if I go back to my default, this is the screen I was trading from. This is the chart I was trading from. I used the other one just, confluence of ideas. But so I got in. I didn't get in at the breakup because I had this other level that I didn't want to get in the way. And so we had tested a couple times, and when we broke through, I do like 40% entries. This is a really good example of where it didn't go and run. This level went and ran. You can see here it did. This level did not, but we also didn't go below my stop loss. So my stop loss was below the 5-minute retest. Let me show you the 5-minute chart. The 5-minute chart was really clean on this breakup and retest. It retested it really nice right on that trend line. I didn't really like the volume here. We had decreasing volume as we came up, but we did get a volume pop on the breakup, and then I was really hoping for this one to be a higher volume candle. It wasn't, but it's okay. The price action, other than the volume, the candles and everything did what they were supposed to do. They were still telling the same story. So we had the breakup. We didn't even test really very far down. If you look at the contract over here, these levels were at 30 cents. So I was saying, or 31 cents. So I was gonna be 20 contracts at 36 up here. So I was gonna be 120, maybe 100, $120 down if I got stopped out of these. And I got stopped out of the wicking earlier in the day 3 times. I was trying to trade in this, and that was just a poor decision. So I ended up sitting out the rest of the day. I ended up sitting out all through this until I got a trade that I felt comfortable with, and it actually worked out. So I did get in here. This was my stop loss, $120, and I guess I'm going to go through quickly and just tell you why I scaled out each one. I'll show you. I know this looks crazy. I got into 20, and I usually don't do this. I took 10 at pre-market low because I thought, there's a chance that we just come up here as bearish as the day has been. There's a chance that we just kind of come up here, test pre-market low again, and then drop to new low a day. So I did want to get some risk off the table. I believe that we had a larger move, but I did want to get some risk off the table. So I took 10 off at pre-market low. And then each level I took one off. Actually, I took 10 off here, then I took 3 off here. So I was getting more risk off the table. And then after that, I thought, you know what? It looks like we're going to possibly run. So after that, I just took 1 off each. I just took 1 off as we went up this channel. And I hadn't drawn this channel yet, but it looks like I was basically taking them off at the top of the channel for these 3. And then this one, we had this daily, a couple of these together, but we had been pushing up and hitting a ceiling and pushing up and hitting a ceiling and hitting a ceiling. And then this one just barely popped through. And, I really thought that was going to be the end and that we were going to break down this channel. So I was slowly moving my stop loss up each time. And by this time I only had 3 left, so it wouldn't have been a big deal. But then we pushed up to the top of the channel again like this, range sideways, and we pushed up again. Now this one I took without a level, and it was for 2 reasons. One, the price action here, if you look at our volume, we weren't getting volume pops. We were hitting new highs here, weren't getting volume pops. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't like, sticking out or anything. And it was in between these 2 levels. So the end goal was to get, maybe up to here. But it was between these 2, and it was feeling a little weak, so I took 1 off here, and then the last one I got when we kind of had these 2 1-minute reversal candles, and then we broke this channel down. Now really that channel probably could have gone here, but every indication was that we were going to reverse from here. And I also had to leave my screen. So I left my screen, I came back and noticed that between here and here, the contracts went up. So from 413.34 to 413.95, the contract went up almost $1. So almost $100 higher. In fact, you can probably see here. I got out at 135. It was up near 2. And then after hours, 220s. So it went up almost $100 after I got out. But if I look at each one of these, there's a reason I got out at each one. There's a reason I scaled out, however many I scaled out. So, if you watched my review of the Friday trade, you'll know that if you everything you do has to have a reason. There was a reason I got in here at this time. There's a reason I scaled out 10 here. There's a reason I scaled out 3 here. There's a reason I scaled out each of these as 1. And there's a reason I scaled out at each of those locations. So I'm actually happy with this trade. I love the risk reward here. It was, $120 risk. Maybe even if I let it go a little bit, maybe $130. But $120 risk, and I think I made, just under $800 on this trade. So these were, I think I closed this one out at 300%, right? So it was $1.47 from 36. So nice run up. Got a piece of it. Patient. Checked all the marks off. A lot of confluence. A lot of different reasons to be in the trade when I got in it. I could have gotten in earlier, but I didn't really like the earlier picture. So, and I had a bad experience here trying to trade when I shouldn't have been. So it was the rest of the day I was being very patient and just going for my trade. So, it pays off. I wish this would have been the only trade. I wish I would have been more patient and taken one trade today. On Friday, I only took one trade. Today, I wish would have been more like Friday and I would have taken one trade, but I didn't, and here we are. So I wanted to give you a review of that and just kind of show you why I did it, however many things all went in the same direction, how the story was told. I love the fact that the volume went up on the very next candle, and it really didn't go down until this reset candle. But then we kind of started pushing up. But these were all the signs that we were going to reverse, and we did. So it all kind of worked out. Would have loved to stay in for that flag, but I feel like I got more than my share of a portion of that move. I've never done well when I tried to capture a full move, and in this case, I figure I captured a huge portion of that move, and I'm really happy with it. So, if you have any questions, post them in the comments. Hit me up on Twitter or Discord, something. Let me know. If you made it this far, you should hit a like, because if you made it this far, you must have liked or learned something. If you're not a subscriber, 80% of the people that watch my videos are not subscribers. If you made it this far and are not a subscriber, you should probably go ahead and subscribe, because I'm gonna keep putting out stuff like this. And other than that, I guess we'll see you next time.